Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and Happy New Year wherever and whenever you are. My name is John or Last Frontier Bricks, and I got another little video idea. Now, you guys, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I basically did reviews on all three of these LEGO 2023 Advent Calendars, Marvel, City, and Star Wars. So I thought it'd be fun to, break them down day by day, do a little bit comparison of them, and decide which one I think is the best. Now, this is my personal preference. I mean no offense if I decide to give something you guys really liked a bad grade, or something you guys really hated a good grade. This is just my personal opinion. So I thought that would be a fun little idea. I've got a little print here, basically breaking down multiple categories, and that way we can give a little grade to all these categories. Basically, for example, for day one, I will compare what you get every day, and give them a little grade. For best, I will give 3 points. No one will get 2 points, and the worst will get 1 point. So let's go ahead and get started. So starting off with day one, for Marvel, we get Iron Man in the Mark 47 in the Iron Man suit. For City, we get the little skier snowman. And for Star Wars, we get Omega in a cute little sled. I will say that this one is an easy pick for me. And that is Marvel will be the middle ground with 2 points, and City with 1 point, and Star Wars with 3 points. And I will tell you why. The Lego City Snowman, don't get me wrong, I definitely, I do like it. It definitely fits the winter and Christmas theme. But it's nothing too crazy. Iron Man in the Mark 47, especially that version, that one, outside of this, I believe, is only available in the Iron Man Armory, which is normally, when it came out, I believe it was like an $80, $90 set. It's getting ready to disappear from Lego Shop at Home. It's marked with the last chance and is marked down to, I believe, $68. But still, it's not a cheap set. And I believe, like I said, outside of this Advent calendar, it is exclusive to that. However, Omega, she is only available in the Justifier outside of this, which is a $170 set. So definitely quite a bit more, still as exclusive as the Iron Man figure, but in a much more expensive set. So this is a much cheaper way to get her. And on top of that, not only do we get Omega, she also gets a cute little sleigh build. It's simple, but definitely effective. You can tell what it is. So between a relatively simple build, a good minifigure, and a good minifigure and a good build, that's a pretty easy choice for me. So again, Marvel gets 2 points, City gets 1 point, and Star Wars gets 3 points. Alright, so day two, I think, is going to be a little bit more interesting. For Marvel, we get this Christmas colored Quinjet. City is this simple little North Pole sign. And then for Star Wars, we have the microscale Justifier. Like I said, this one's going to be a bit interesting. The Marvel Quinjet I definitely like, especially the Christmas colors with the candy cane red and white with just a little bit of gold. Nice little touch there. The City sign, the North Pole sign, I'd almost say that's almost a bit too simple. But it does what it needs to do. That tile is printed, I'm happy to say. And then for Star Wars, admittedly, I've never been a big fan of the Justifier, but it definitely looks like what's supposed to look like. I gotta admit, I'm a little torn about this one. I think number one is going to be that Avengers Quinjet. And so that's going to get 3 points. But City and Star Wars, that's a bit more interesting. I'm trying not to be too biased here. With the Justifier, but that North Pole sign definitely fits the Advent calendar theme. So I gotta admit, I am torn about this, but considering it gives a little bit more sustenance, I'm going to give Star Wars the middle spot with 2 points, and City is going to get 1 point again. So, no, not to be mean to City, but what can I say? Right now, Marvel and Star Wars is just putting it out a little bit more. Alright, for day 3, this one's gonna be even more difficult to decide. Not because of anything mediocre, because of how good all 3 of them are. So for Marvel, we get Spider-Man in this nice little Spider-Man style Christmas sweater. For City, we get a reindeer. And for Star Wars, we get Mandos and one Starfighter. I gotta admit, I love all 3 of these. This one's gonna be difficult. It's just, man, this one's a hard one. I'm gonna have to think about this one for a minute. Alright, so after a little time to think about it, I have come up with my rankings. So, I'm going to give Marvel the big 3 points. Because it is a popular character, it's an exclusive version of a popular character, and it definitely fits the Christmas theme with that Christmas sweater. So, that one gets 3 points. Number 2 is going to go to Lego City. The look of this thing definitely is pretty clear what it is, especially with that nice piece at the top for the antlers. And on top of that, it definitely fits the Christmas theme. Now, don't get me wrong, that is not a knock against this Mandos and one Starfighter. It definitely looks what it's supposed to be, and it's a pretty simple, but good build. But I think I just like the other 2 more. So, Marvel gets 3 points, City gets 2 points, and Star Wars gets 1. Alright, so day 4, also I'm feeling a bit, feeling like it's pretty cut and dry about who's getting what. So for Marvel, we basically just get a web pack for Spider-Man, which we got yesterday. And for Lego City, we get this, we get this hockey player. And then for Star Wars, we get this Christmas pit droid. I'm giving the 3 points to Star Wars this time. I don't mean to feel biased to Lego City. Don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoyed that advent calendar. It's just that when it comes to day by day, that's Star Wars and Marvel is coming out on top. Although I won't be too surprised if that changes before long. Anyway, that Christmas gong definitely fits the theme. It looks like what it's supposed to look like. The Christmas colors with the the red, the white, and a little bit of blue on the base just looks well, especially with that Christmas bag piece. Star Wars is pretty. Marvel is pretty obvious for why it's literally just a parts pack. And then for Lego City, he's a good looking figure. He definitely looks like a happy guy. Good printing on the front and back. So yeah, nothing too crazy, but he's good enough to earn the 2nd spot. So Marvel gets 1 point, City gets 2 points, and Star Wars gets 3. Alright, we have reached day 5 on the calendars with what definitely feels like a mid-tier for me. For Marvel, we've got this basically Snowman Iron Man. What would happen if Frosty got his hands on a pair of Iron Man gauntlets? For Lego City, we've got a couple things that match our hockey player with a little goalpost and a trophy. And for Star Wars, we've got ourselves a clone turbo tank. And honestly, this was probably the hardest one to pick so far, just because everything feels kind of mid-tier. So like nothing too crazy, but nothing super bland either. So I went for I gave the Star Wars 2 points because that's a pretty solid build for a turbo tank. City I only gave 1 point because it's the simplest of them all, and it doesn't really feel all that well by itself. Like it's supposed to go with, like I said, it's supposed to go with the hockey player, which does make for a pretty good combination, but doesn't sit all that well by itself. And I gave the 3 points to the Marvel Snowman because it's a pretty basic snowman. So personally, I think that's kind of how I would like it. but just a little Iron Man, but just a little Iron Man touch to fit the Marvel theme definitely helps it out. So Marvel gets 3 points, City gets 1 point, and Star Wars gets 2 points. Alright, we are a quarter of the way through the advent calendars on day 6. For Marvel, we have this little gift wrapping station. For Star Wars, we have a 212 Clone Trooper. And for Lego City, we have a little ice sculpture. I believe that's supposed to be a bird. Oh wait, whoops, silly me. It's supposed to be like this. There we go. Alright, so I definitely like all three of them. Although I'm honestly not sure which is which. I think which goes where. I think I like the little wrapping paper station over the ice sculpture. I'll be the first to admit I couldn't tell what that ice sculpture was supposed to be. I only really figured it out because I like, hey wait, this top part section here actually reminds me of a penguin build from Lego Batman. So that's why I thought it was a penguin. So that's why it helped me realize it was a penguin. The 212 Trooper, as far as I know, right at the moment, you can only get those guys in the ATTE. So that's a, what is it, $130 set? So again, another one of those is definitely nice, especially if you already have it. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to give, let me think about this. So, after a little deliberation, I'm once again giving the 3 points to Marvel. That is it's a pretty simple but solid build. It definitely fits the Christmas theme. That is pretty good. And I am giving 2 points to the 212 Trooper. As I said, I'm not saying I don't like the Lego City one. I definitely enjoyed it. I certainly like that little ice sculpture. That has a nice little touch. Definitely fits the winter and Christmas theme. It's a pretty solid build for what it's supposed to be. I just like the other two more than that. I'm not. So once again, Marvel gets 3 points, Star Wars gets 2, and City gets 1. All right, for day 7, we have Black Widow in a Christmas sweater. We have the Ice Sculptor, which goes along with the Ice Sculpture that we got on day 6. And then a Republic Commands Post, which goes alongside the 212 Trooper. I'm going to say right off the bat, I am giving Star Wars 1 point. That's not a knock on the build. It's kind of like the same situation with Lego City with the hockey player and the goalpost. They work well together, just not all that well separately. Honestly, part of that kind of goes with the Ice Sculpture and Ice Sculptor as well. But I gotta admit that Ice Sculptor figure is pretty good. She's dressed up pretty well. The goggles on the face certainly look well. They don't even look They don't even have a little tint of green because with it being blue paint on a yellow face, it actually looks pretty good. Plus, her accessories work well for ice sculpting. But then we also have the Black Widow character, the Black Widow figure, popular characters, especially after the movies. Plus that really good Christmas sweater. So once again, I'm giving Marvel the 3 points for the exclusivity of that Black Widow figure and that Christmas sweater, and I'm giving Lego City 2 points. Alright, we are on day 8, and for Marvel, we get an Iron Man style reindeer. Maybe it's supposed to be a reindeer toy, not really sure. Star Wars, we get ourselves a battle droid, and Lego City, we get ourselves a little lamppost. Once again, right off the bat, I'm going to say, oops, got those mixed up again. Once again, I'm going to say right off the bat, Star Wars is getting the 1 point. I'm pretty sure I made it clear in my review video, for that advent calendar, that I was pretty disappointed getting a battle droid and an advent calendar. So yeah, that one's getting 1 point. The reindeer, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty good build, but I was like, at this point, I was already getting a little tired of Iron Man themed stuff, and I'm not really sure an Iron Man themed reindeer actually really looks so good. So that one's only getting to 2 points. So that leaves Lego City with a pretty decent lantern, which actually, when I put it together, actually gave me Chronicles of Narnia vibes. So I actually kind of like that. So it is getting the 3 points. So for day 9, we have for Marvel, we have Captain America. It's the same torso as the one from the Avengers Quinjet and the Avengers Tower. No helmet though. For Lego City, we get a good-looking Christmas Caroler, and for Star Wars, we get the Stab. I have to admit, I was pretty torn on this, but I think number 3, the 3 points, is going to go to the Stab. You could throw this in an actual set or like a poly bag, and I'd absolutely believe it. So yeah, that could go. That could go all on its own. Looks even better with the Battle Droid 8 attached. You can check out how that looks in the in my review for the Star Wars calendar. The Caroler definitely fits the theme. Good looking character. Nice little touch with the candle. Don't get me wrong. That Captain America is a good figure. I just like the other 2 more. And this coming from a guy who has Captain America tied with Spider-Man as his favorite Marvel hero. So, Star Wars is getting 3 points, City is getting 2, and Marvel 1. Alright, we are on day 10. So for Marvel, we got the jetpack. Don't mind Captain America staying there. I'm basically just using him as a coat rack, you could say. Lego City, we got this little fireplace. And Star Wars, we get the Hailfire droid. Right off the bat, I'm just going to say the jetpack is only going to get the 1 point. I mean, they show the box with Captain America flying around in the jetpack. So, it doesn't really work so well if it doesn't have a minifigure to go along with it. So, just by itself, it doesn't really work so well. So, it's only getting the 1 point. I have to admit, I was pretty torn between these two when it came to ranking the points. The fireplace is relatively simple, but nice and homey. And as for the Hailfire droid, well, when it comes to micro-scale Hailfire droids, you basically got everything you could ask for. It's got the solid shaping, the circular pieces make perfect wheels. It's got the missile banks, the anti-personnel laser, or it's even got the red eye it's supposed to have. When it comes to micro-scale Hailfire droids, I don't think you could ask for more. But I am giving the 3 points to Lego City. So, Marvel gets 1 point, Lego City 3 points, and Star Wars gets 2. Alright, we are on day 11. Marvel gets this nice setup with a fireplace with Thor's hammer attached. Lego City gets this gamer figure, and Star Wars gets this AAT. Once again, Marvel is getting the big 3 points. That is a solid build. Nice little addition with Thor's hammer attached. You said the fireplace definitely fits the Christmas theme. That is getting our big 3 points. Then 2 points is actually going to Lego City. This is a pretty good figure. Good printing all around. Nice little additions with the heads, and game control. So that is getting the 2 points. Don't get me wrong. This AAT with Star Wars is a pretty good build, but there are a few gaps in there. And when it comes right down to it, I just prefer the other 2 more than the AAT. I'm not saying it's a bad build, I just like the other 2 more. So, Marvel is getting 3 points, City is getting 2, Star Wars 1. Alright, we are on day 12, which means we are now halfway through the advent calendar. For Marvel, we get this little table with a wrench and a tool chest. For City, we get our gaming minifigures gaming setup with his computer, and for Star Wars we got ourselves the Christmas gong. I think it's pretty clear cut and dry what all is getting what. Star Wars is definitely getting the big 3 with that Christmas gong. Has a cute little setup, making a little guy look like a reindeer, even a little clip in the back for the tail. That's a pretty good setup. As for Marvel and City, personally I think the City table looks better. It's a nice little setup of the computer. Interesting choice of a purple mouse, plus a nice little mug of hot chocolate right there. And when it comes right down to it, it just has more sustenance than the Marvel table. So Marvel gets 1 point, City gets 2, Star Wars gets 3. Alright, we are on day 13. For Marvel, we get Okoye. Very good looking figure. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure it's the same one that we get in the Hulkbuster Battle of Wakanda set from Infinity War. Lego City, we get this little gaming chair. Nice little touch with this piece right here to act as the little lever that adjusts the chair's height. And for Star Wars, we get ourselves an Imperial Shuttle. And that is getting our big 3 points. That's a pretty darn good looking Imperial Shuttle for its size. It has the functioning wings, laser cannons. It feels a little thin for what it is, but again, it's a pretty solid build. I am giving the 2 points to Okoye. Now, with the exception, she does show up with quite a few sets, and so it's nothing too crazy. Yeah, but again, it's a solid figure, good detailing on it, nice addition with the spear. So that's good for 2 points. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely like this gaming chair. Actually, it reminds me of the one I've got. Actually, the one I'm sitting in right now. Except mine's red and black instead of lime green. But I just so yeah, there's nothing wrong with this chair. I just like the other 2 more. So, Marvel's getting 2 points. City 1, Star Wars 3. Alright, we are on day 14. For Marvel, we get this little Christmas present pack, almost kind of similar to what we got with day 4 in Lego City, because we also get ourselves a little hockey setup complete with skates. And plus we get like an Iron Man colored present and a little rabbit. For Lego City, we get this nice little kid minifigure. I always thought she would be like the sister of the gamers, so nice little character there. And for Star Wars, we get Endor Leia. Right off the bat, I'm saying Marvel gets the 1 point. Much like I said with the Lego City Day 4, it works better with the figure it's supposed to go to, because like the box shows Okoye wearing those skates playing hockey. So like I said, so it works okay. Works pretty good with a figure all by itself. Not so much. So that leaves our 2 figures. I'm giving the 3 points to the little kid figure. Because I think there's more going on with her than there is Leia. You got the nice hat-hair combo, little kid face. The sweater looks fantastic. Nice little touch with the small-scale skirt. The foam piece looks pretty good, as does the little cookie/dog treat. You'll find out about that in a minute. And then we got Endor Leia, which is, well, it's Endor Leia. Like, what all do you expect? I'm pretty sure this is the same Leia that we get in the speeder bike diorama, with the exception of Leia doesn't have the helmet. Good printing overall, but just nothing too crazy going on. So, there we go. So, City gets 3 points, Star Wars gets 2 points, Marvel gets 1. Alright, we are on day 15. For Star Wars, we got this cute little micro build of the Ewok village, Bright Tree Village. Lego City gets this little kitten with a cat tree. And Marvel, that one's already getting 1 point, because as I said in my review of that calendar, I didn't know what that thing was when I built it. I still don't know what it is now. So I'm like, what even is this? Why'd you put it in the calendar? So that's already getting 1 point. I am going to give Star Wars the 3. I'm going to give Star Wars the 3 points, because that is a pretty solid build of what it's supposed to be. Don't get me wrong. I definitely like the cute little kitten, and honestly, at first when I saw this part, I was like, what in the world is that supposed to be? But then I saw something. But then I saw someone else's review. It was like, and they said something that I absolutely agree with. That's supposed to be the cat's own little Christmas tree. So, nice little touch there. So, it's good enough to get 2 points. So, once again, Marvel gets 1 point, City gets 2, Star Wars 3. Alright, we are on day 16. For Marvel, we get this nice little Loki style chair. Definitely looks good. Good gold and green color scheme. For City, we get this nicely detailed grandfather clock. And for Star Wars, we get the Endor bunker. This one was a bit of a weird one. These ones definitely feel like filler. So I guess this is all going to be based off of which is the best filler. And for that, I'm going to say the best one is the grandfather clock. That's a nice little detail to help fill out your little Christmas scene in good detail. So for number 2 is going to be the Loki chair. I actually think I prefer the build of this more than I do the grandfather clock, but I prefer the finished look of the grandfather clock more than the Loki chair. And also a little bit of knock on the Marvel calendar by teasing us with this little Loki chair and not actually giving us Loki. So that means this Endor bunker is going to get 1 point. Don't get me wrong, it looks good. It looks like what it's supposed to. It just feels kind of empty. The build's kind of bland. So Marvel gets 2 points, City gets 3 points, and Star Wars 1. Alright, we are up to day 17. For Marvel, we have, much like when I did the jetpack earlier, there's reason I got Doctor Strange turned around. It is only the Cloak of Levitation. So that's immediately only getting 1 point, because it's literally just the cloak. So for Lego City, we've got this gorgeous looking Christmas tree, and for Star Wars, we've got a microscale AT-AT. Well, like I said, with it just being one piece, the Cloak of Levitation is only getting the 1 point. So for the other two, I think I am giving the Christmas tree the big 3 points. Don't get me wrong, that AT-ST looks definitely looks good. Definitely looks like what it's supposed to look like. But the tree just looks better. That thing looks gorgeous. So Marvel is getting 1 point. City gets 3 points, and Star Wars gets 2 points. So for day 18, for Marvel, of course, we have Doctor Strange. Lego City, we got a nice bunch of color-coordinated Christmas presents, and for Star Wars, we get the Endor speeder bike. I am going to give the 3 points to the speeder bike. It is a bit too small for like a minifigure, but it looks like what it's supposed to look like. It's a pretty decent model. Well, I think the one thing that would have benefited if it had like the stabilizer fins that go on the front. And I'm going to give Doctor Strange 2 points. He would have gotten 3 if he had gotten the cloak along with him, and you'll understand why. Yeah, I'm so disappointed coming up in the Lego City line. Like, you could have easily done Doctor Strange and the cloak on one day, and I don't know, for example, give us Loki on day 17. There's the fill-in for the Loki, since we already got his chair earlier, and that would have been perfectly fine. But no, they decided to do the cloak one day and then Doctor Strange the next. So yeah, you would have gotten 3 points if they had done it right, but they didn't. So yeah, that means Lego City is only getting 1 point. I mean, don't get me wrong, what's a Christmas tree without any presents under it? But I'd like a little more sustenance. So Marvel is getting 2 points, City 1 point, and Star Wars 3 points. Alright, it is up to day 19. For Marvel, we have this little work test thing with a lamp and an apple. For Lego City, we've got Christmas dinner complete with a turkey here and a candelabra. And for Star Wars, we have the Endor shield generator. Honestly, kind of feeling a little bit mid-tier kind of throwaway stuff here. I'm definitely going to say Marvel's going to only get the 1 the 1 point, I definitely need some more sustenance. For the other two, I am going to give Lego City the 3 points. That is a nice little Christmas dinner setup. The turkey, yeah. I will say, the table could have used another jumper piece here to make sure that the turkey doesn't fall off the table. And I will say I did modify the candelabra a bit. The instructions show only having the two side candle pieces having the flames, not the middle. But I thought the flame, but they provided an extra flame piece, and I thought it looked better with all three of them. So yeah, I did modify it just a teeny bit. But yeah, I do like that setup a bit. Don't get me wrong. This Endor shield generator, it does look nice, especially with just a little bit of greenery he added it in. But I just like the Christmas dinner setup more. So Marvel gets 1 point, City gets 3 points, and Star Wars 2 points. Alright, we are up to day 20 for Marvel. We got this little Christmas train setup, which I believe is supposed to be based off of Captain America, the First Avenger. For Lego City, we got quite the mixed bag. We got a little table setup with the milk and cookies for Santa. Plus, we got a cute little chihuahua with its food and water bowl. And for Star Wars, we've got what I'm giving the big 3 points to, Emperor Palpatine in a Death Star 2 Christmas sweater. You can actually see the little bit of little bit of unconstruction on the Death Star, so you know it is the Death Star 2. Plus, he's got himself a little electricity and a cup of hot chocolate, which, funny enough, actually does exist in the Star Wars universe, at least in the Legends books. So yeah, he's getting the big 3 points. City definitely like I said, it definitely felt like a mixed bag. I'm not really sure what they were trying to go here. Like it's definitely filler. So that one's getting 1 point, and the Marvel train is getting 2 points. Alright, so we are up to day 21. For Marvel, we got this little Christmas dinner setup, similar to what we got with Lego City earlier, just instead for the whole family, this is more like a Christmas dinner for one. For Lego City, we've got Mrs. Claus on a snowboard, and for Star Wars, we have the Emperor's throne. Now with Santa and Mrs. Claus, this is exactly what I was talking about by seeing why I was so upset with Doctor Strange being split up from the cloak. Because of this. It's a figure and a usable piece. Like, if they had split these two up, it wouldn't have been it would have still been bad, but it wouldn't have been as bad. Like, we would have gotten the Mrs. Claus figure, and then another day we would have gotten a snowboard, and we'd be like, oh, okay, okay, and it would have been bad, but you could have just considered this as like another present to put under the tree. But they decided to be awesome and give us both. So why couldn't they have done that with Marvel with Doctor Strange and the Cloak? So, because of that, City is getting 3 points. Star Wars is getting the 2 points. It's for the Emperor's Throne. It's basic, but it definitely fits for what it's supposed to be. And for the Christmas dinner, this feels like it was missing something. So, City is getting 3 points, Star Wars is getting 2, and Marvel is getting 1. Alright, we are up to day 22 for Marvel. We get Wong, actually the same Wong, in the Avengers Tower, and then he's got himself the Tesseract, so that's a nice little addition. For Lego City, we get this buildable sleigh, small but definitely works. Interesting use of the Ninjagos, or actually I think these might be orc or Uruk-hai swords from Lord of the Rings. Either way, it's an interesting use of the piece. And then for Star Wars, we get this micro-scale Star Destroyer, which much like the Wong from the Avengers Tower, this shows up in another set, with the exception of a few pieces being color swapped for the dark gray instead of the regular gray. This is basically the same microscale Star Destroyer that you get with the midi-scale Super Star Destroyer. So, interesting. So, nice little build there. This one's a bit of an interesting one. I'm not sure which one I like most. But, for the sake of argument, like I said, the Wong is the same one you get in Avengers Tower, so that's in the... And as far as I know, these are the only two sets you get that figure in, so it's a much cheaper... So getting him in the Advent Calendar is much cheaper than spending $500 on the Avengers Tower. So I think I'll go ahead and give Marvel the 3 points for that exclusivity. And I think I'll give the Star Destroyer the 2 points. Don't get me wrong, that sleigh is nice, but you'll see in the next day, it's technically only half a sleigh. So let's go ahead and move on to day 23, and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, here we are on day 23. For Marvel, we've got a tree skirt. Yeah, that's it. It's just a tree skirt. Admittedly, it is in the same color palette and same color combination as Captain America's shield, so it does have a little bit of Marvel flair, but it's not much. Oh, by the way, that Tesseract with Wong is actually supposed to be the tree topper for the tree we'll get tomorrow. So, breaking up the tree, it's not the best idea. I mean, come on, Lego City, he did just fine with doing it all in one. And as for Lego City, as I said, that sleigh was only half the sleigh, because this is part of the sleigh where Santa holds all the presents. And so much so that it even includes a little attachment piece so it could hook up to the rest of the sleigh. And as for Star Wars, we get ourselves the glider for our Christmas Ewok for tomorrow. So, definitely a mid-tier kind of filler. Like, none of these go well by themselves. I will admit that. They don't go well by themselves. They need 2 or even 3 other days to, get the full thing. But, I think, for considering what they are, I will give Star Wars the 3 points. At least it is actually while it doesn't go well without the Ewok, at least it is the only one of the 3 that is complete as it is. The full build is right here. You don't have to, it's an accessory for the main figure, but at least it's a complete accessory. And because of that, I am giving Lego City 2 points. Because, again, while it's only half, the tree skirt, that's only a third of the full build. Don't get me wrong, like I said, it's a good looking tree skirt, but it's just the tree skirt. Because you need Wong with the tree topper, and then the 24th day, you get the actual tree. So it's only a third of what it's supposed to be. So Marvel is only getting 1 point. Alright, here we are, day 24, Christmas Eve. For Marvel, we finally get the tree, though clearly without the Tesseract or the tree skirt, it doesn't look complete. So that's automatically getting 1 point. For Lego City, we are getting Santa Claus with bag, and for Star Wars, we got ourselves a exclusive Christmas Ewok in white with a red hood and a actually cute little red Christmas tree printed on the front. And that guy is getting the big 3 points. This is probably going to be the only place you find this little rascal. So he's getting the big 3 points. Santa is a solid figure, but we have gotten him before. And like I said, that is only, for Marvel, that is only a third of what the full build is supposed to be. So, Marvel gets 1 point, City gets 2 points, and Star Wars 3 points. Alright guys, we're not quite done yet. I've got 3 other categories I want to do. for comparing these advent calendars. The first off is which one do I think has the best minifigure selection? So, for Marvel, we have Iron Man, Spider-Man, Black Widow, Captain America, Okoye, Doctor Strange, and Wong, giving us a total of 7 figures. For City, we have the hockey player, the ice sculptor, the caroler, the brother and sister pair, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and Santa Claus once again, giving us 7 figures. And for Star Wars, we have Omega, our Christmas pit droid, the 212 Trooper, the battle droid, the reindeer Gonk, Princess Leia, Emperor Palpatine, and the Christmas Ewok, giving us a total of 8. So, actually, wasn't expecting that one. One of the licensed advent calendars has more than a non-licensed one, depending on whether you count the pit droid and the gong. Personally, I do. So, which one do I think has the best minifigure selection? This is gonna take a little bit of deliberating. Honestly, Marvel, most of those guys you can get in other sets. The only ones you can't, technically the only pieces you can't get are those Christmas sweaters that's Spider-Man and Black Widow are wearing. Everyone else you can get into other places. Technically you could probably say the same with the Lego City guys. Given time, you probably have to go through a whole bunch of other sets to get the specific pieces they have, but it's nothing too crazy. Star Wars, on the other hand, strangely enough, that one has the most exclusive figures, being the Christmas pit droid, the reindeer Gong, Christmas sweater Palpatine, and that Ewok. So, I think I'm going to give Star Wars the 3 points for the minifigures. City is getting 2 points, and Marvel is getting 1 point. So, we've got 2 more special categories. First, so for category number 2, I'm going for which advent calendar feels the most like Christmas. These are supposed to be advent calendars celebrating the countdown to Christmas, so I see no reason why we can't do a category which says, well, which of these feels the most like Christmas? And I'm gonna say straight off the bat that for me it is Lego City. I even said that in the final part of my review for that Lego City of the 3 feels the most like Christmas. It is full on set up specifically for Christmas, just hang out during the winter. We got the ice skater restaurant, we got the hockey player playing around, we got the ice sculptor, and then basically everything else is basically setting up for a Christmas party. So yeah, Lego City wins the most Christmassy by a mile. Next up for the 2 points, that is going to be Marvel. Because it also is basically setting up for a Christmas party. Star Wars, that's a bit it's Star Wars with a Christmas feel. Yeah, you got the Santa Gonk droid and the Santa pit droid, and the reindeer Gonk, but everything else is just basically Star Wars builds. It's not a whole lot that feels like Christmas, so that's only getting 1 point. And for the final category, well, that's my personal preference. Is that which one did I enjoy the most? And once again, surprisingly, City is getting the 3 points. I'll be the first to admit I didn't give a whole lot of 3-pointers to Lego City when it came to individual pieces. But I think that one, the Lego City one, is a perfect definition where the entire part is more than just the sum of its parts. It's where yeah, there's a lot of mid-tier stuff day to day, but put them all together, it is a great, solid combination of stuff. So once again, City is getting the big 3 points. As for Marvel and Star Wars, I believe Star Wars is going to be getting the 2 points. I'll be the first to admit I am a Star Wars fan, and more so than I am Marvel. Nowadays, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoyed the Infinity Saga. I'm just not sure where I've really been enjoying a lot of what Marvel has been doing with the TV shows and movies after the Infinity Saga. And I feel the same way with the Marvel calendar as well. So that's only getting 1 point. So that is everything for all the categories. It's time for me to add up all the points and find out which one wins it. Alright guys, I have tallied up the final points and we have our winner. So in third place we have Marvel with 48 points. Solid start. For Lego City we have a total of 55 points for second, and Star Wars takes the cake at 59. So pretty close race between first and second place. Yeah, I'm gonna say Star Wars only beat out Lego City by 4 points. So again, remember guys, this is my personal preference. So you guys can decide whatever you want. I don't mean to offend anyone. Like I said, if I hated on something you guys liked, or liked something you guys hated, that is not a knock on you. Everyone has the right to their own opinion. This is simply mine. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and this little journey going through all the advent calendars. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys know what to do. You can check out into my channel and some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later, everybody!